In a quiet European town where rules seemed more powerful than compassion, one family found themselves at the center of a storm they never asked for. What began as whispers behind closed doors soon turned into a battle for dignity, identity, and survival. And no one could have predicted how it would all end. Narrator, David Johnson had always dreamed of a safer, better life for his family. When an engineering job in Munich, Germany came his way, he grabbed it with hope. His wife Angela, a dedicated nurse, supported him fully. Their son Lucas, only 12, was excited about a new school and a new adventure. They believed they had finally found peace. But the moment they moved into the quiet suburban neighborhood, whispers followed. Neighbor 1, peeking from curtains. "Did you see the new family? They don't look like they belong here." Neighbor 2. "In this neighborhood? They'll ruin everything." David brushed it off, focusing on work. Angela encouraged Lucas to be brave. But the man who controlled the neighborhood, Mr. Reinhardt, the HOA president, had other plans. One morning, a letter appeared on their doorstep. Angela, reading aloud, "Your lawn does not meet community standards. Grass height exceeds the regulation." David laughed bitterly. 3 inches of grass is now a crime? This is absurd. But the letters kept coming. Angela, "They want Lucas's basketball hoop removed. And they want us to take down the American flag." David clenched his fists. "It's not about grass. It's not about hoops. It's about us." At school, Lucas faced worse. A group of kids circled him in the playground. Bully 1, "Why don't you go back where you came from?" Bully 2, "Yeah, this isn't your country." Lucas, voice shaking, I just want to play." The boys shoved him. Lucas ran home, tears in his eyes. Angela hugged him tight. "Angela, Lucas, listen to me. You are smart. You are brave. You don't let anyone tell you you don't belong. Do you hear me?" Lucas sniffled. "But why do they hate us, Mom?" Angela's eyes filled with tears. "Because they're afraid of what they don't understand. But we'll teach them." Meanwhile, Angela faced her own struggles at the hospital. She saved lives every day, but even there, whispers followed. Coworker, "She's good at her job, but..." "Did you know where she lives? That neighborhood won't accept her." Angela overheard, but she kept working, saving a little boy's life in the ER that very night. Days later, Reinhardt escalated. He sent 2 private security guards to the Johnsons' door. "Enforcer, Mr. Johnson, the HOA demands you leave this property. You've been warned." David stood tall. "This is our home. My family is not going anywhere. You can tell Reinhardt to face me himself." Word spread quickly. The HOA called for a special meeting. The entire neighborhood gathered. Reinhardt stood at the front, surrounded by supporters. "Reinhardt, this family violates our codes. They disturb our peace. Tonight, we take a vote to remove them." Murmurs filled the hall. Some nodded, others looked uneasy. The Johnsons sat quietly. Angela placed a hand on David's, steadying him. Angela suddenly stood up, still wearing her nurse uniform. "Angela, I work in your hospitals. When your children are sick, I am the one who helps them. My husband builds the bridges and roads you drive on. My son, he just wants to play basketball. We are not outsiders. We are part of this community, whether you accept it or not." For the first time, silence filled the hall. A few neighbors lowered their heads in shame. Ava Miller, a young woman from next door, stood. "Eva, she's right. We've all seen it. This is not about rules. It's about prejudice, and prejudice has no place in a community that calls itself civilized." Reinhardt, furious, slammed his hand on the table. "Reinhardt, enough! Rules are rules, and I say they must leave." David finally stood, calm but commanding. "David, no. Mr. Reinhardt, the rules you hide behind are nothing compared to the law." He pulled a folder from his bag. "David, I am not just an engineer. I am also a consultant for the European Commission on Housing Equality. Every letter, every threat, every word of hate, you've crossed the line. And now, this entire case will be investigated." Gasps erupted. Neighbors stared in shock. Reinhardt turned pale. Neighbor 3, Is that true?" David, "Yes, you tried to drive us out. Instead, you've given me the chance to protect families like mine from people like you." The hall was silent. Then Ava began clapping. Slowly, others joined. Half the room rose in support of the Johnsons. The other half stormed out with Reinhardt, who could barely lift his head. In the weeks that followed, things changed. Reinhardt resigned in disgrace. New voices stepped up in the neighborhood. Angela was greeted with respect at the hospital. Lucas returned to school, this time with new friends standing by his side. One evening, as the sun set, Lucas played basketball in the driveway. Angela watched from the porch. David stood beside her, arms folded. Angela, we really made it, didn't we? David, we didn't just make it. We changed the rules. Narrator, sometimes battles aren't fought on distant fields or in courtrooms. Sometimes the greatest fight is at your own doorstep. The Johnsons didn't just keep their home, they gave hope to every family, told they didn't belong.